Fred, after looking at the film, what was your assessment of how the defense played and what you could have done better?
Well, I think just as a whole, we obviously didn't play our best ball. We didn't execute the way that we are, that we know we can. It wasn't because we had a bad week of practice or guys weren't locked in. We just got to translate it to Sundays, and we've done a good job of that all season. And this was just one of those ones where we lapsed, and so just really excited to get back to it, get back to work today. Have a great challenge ahead of us with the Redskins, and we're gonna have to make sure we're on top of our stuff.
I don't think they're called the Redskins anymore.
Oh, my bad. Shoot, Washington football team. I'm tripping. My bad. Yeah.
I was about to make the same mistake.
Yeah.
I don't know how much you've been able to watch of them so far, but as you know, Alex Smith, their quarterback, is coming off of a horrific injury. I'm just wondering whether you see any sort of, hesitance, any sort of caution in this game, whether you would know that that type of injury is in his background.
No, honestly, I think I see the exact opposite, really. I see a lot of decisiveness in where he wants to get the ball. He has that veteran presence that you see. And, I mean, if you haven't seen the documentary of how, his adversity he's had to overcome, I mean, it's truly amazing what he's been able to do. So I got a lot of respect for him and the type of person he is, type of player he is. And I'm sure he's a great leader for them. That's why you've seen so much success. I think it starts with him. And, he's going to present some challenges to us, and we got to make sure we're studying him hard and ready to go.
Hey, Fred, you've been there about a week now. Is that becoming normal for you? Do you feel like you're in somewhat of a routine?
Me personally, yeah. I'll let other guys say if they're adjusted to it or not, but I feel like everybody's doing well with it. I found a way to get back into my routine, similar to what I had back in Santa Clara. I'm good to go. I'm rolling, so I'm good with it.
Fred, when you look at Washington's offense, what's their identity? What are they trying to do, and how do they like to attack defenses?
First of all, love the tree in the background. And I think what they're trying to do, obviously, they're trying to run the ball. They have a great rookie running back who I think got dinged up a little bit in this last game, but also they're just trying to get you with the short intermediate routes that get Alex going, and they're going to take what you give them. So if you're not on your job, they're going to expose you. And they've been very effective with just being efficient on offense because they do have such a great defense. So overall as a team, I think they're just working together in unison really well.
Hey Fred, last year you guys were being flexed into primetime games. Just announced the Cowboys game being flexed out. Is there any sort of disappointment from a player's perspective not being in primetime?
Yeah, I saw it. I was pretty disappointed. I love playing those type of games where the whole league's watching, but it is what it is. When that game comes, we'll be ready to go and play just as hard regardless of what time it's at.
Hey, Fred, this is a bit random, but I know you're a guy who studied the game a lot. When you got to San Francisco, how aware were you of some of the lineage of players at your position, Patrick Willis, Navarro Bowman, those guys? And have you been able to develop a relationship with any of those guys over the last few years?
Yeah, very familiar. Regardless of if you study tape or not, I think you're pretty familiar with guys like Patrick and Navarro just because of how great of football players they are. If you love the game, you know who those names are. And being able to be drafted by the 49ers and knowing that, how great of players have come before you, there's a big responsibility on your shoulders. And Patrick and I have talked over the years. We have a great relationship. Even now, he's constantly telling me, how good I'm doing and what I need to keep doing. And it's just great to even have his, just for him to even be watching me and acknowledging my play is amazing. So, sometimes I feel myself being starstruck, but I mean it's real, and just the fact that like I said, I have his respect means the world.
Two more guys. Right, talking to players, they always say, control what you can control, all the things that professionals are supposed to say. But how much of a challenge is it to, be in Arizona, dealing with human nature, being away from your family, just given that you guys are humans after all, and it might be easier to say control what you can control than actually go through it.
Well, yeah, I think it's obviously different from the outside looking in compared to what it is experiencing it, and I try not to dwell on the circumstance, because at the end of the day, there is an end point to all of this. It's not like we're stuck in this situation. It's something that you have to put up with for a few weeks, and the quicker that you're able to adapt and accept it is the quicker that you'll be able to improve as a player. Because at the end of the day, like we're playing football, and you're either getting better or you're getting worse. And if you allow the circumstance to dictate your performance, then you're in a load of trouble. So, like I said, I'm not really thinking about it. We could talk about it all day long, but I'm on to the Washington football team.
Hey, Fred, are you noticing how offenses are playing you maybe differently week after week as you kind of put more on tape what you can do? Or are they staying away from you, running away from you? How do you notice how they're approaching you specifically?
Yeah, a little bit. I feel like the opportunities, especially in the run game, has been a little different from just feel wise. Having to play backside a lot more. But for the most part, I feel like it's pretty similar. And in the past game, I'm gonna have to play my job, and they're gonna have to play what they're doing regardless. And so it just depends on if the quarterback wants to try me in my area or not. So just gotta continue to improve and get better in all areas of my game.